is this?
Incredible work, I guess.
What is this sound?
Back to the surface.
What the fuck? Okay, there it went away. Playing from someone app.
Yes, back to the surface, and we wait for the rest of them to show up.
All right. With a crash, the thunderous hooves of the cavalry that have come charging in to bring as many troops as quickly as possible to the garrison, and the thunderous wagons of the engineering team has already taken up around the courtyard. You rendezvous with the other commanders, with the lieutenant commander who is already commanding the soldiers to begin the work of rebuilding the gates and getting things up and running. As you emerge from the garrison keep, Lieutenant Elias Drexel comes right up to the three of you. That went better than expected.
I'm not sure exactly what happened, but the ghosts seemed... Wrath destroyed them all.
There were ghosts?
Right, sorry, yes. The whole place infected with ghosts. It was awful.
Oh, the hidden lantern. Hidden lanterns.
Yes, the former comrades were trapped here, bound. I assume it has something to do with this gurgly pool in the middle. It's very Arcana-ish.
I may have to send for Eldritch Runeweaver and the mages of the academy to help us clear this sludge out of here. But in the meanwhile, the engineers will get to work making sure that there's a barricade around it so that no one accidentally touches it. We've seen what happens to people when they do. What about the stockade? Is it still functional? Does it still work?
The stockade is intact. We were able to make sure of that. The air down there is still fresh. There was one hooded lantern, not changed by delirium, but changed from cannibalism. I may need specific medical attention. I was bitten by this creature, and it seems to be affecting me.
Very well, my liege. We will see that you are attended to by our chaplains. The effect of the bite from the Mooreji will dissipate after a short rest, fortunately.
Hooray.
Would the ointment speed that up at all?
No, it won't.
I'm sure that we could take a long rest in the cannibal basement.
You can get your sparkle back.
I feel really safe down there now.
Yeah, do you guys want to play drawing straws? There were straws down there. No.
Ew, this one's got blood on it.
We'll see that their remains are properly commended to, properly taken care of.
One of the, actually, yeah, Wilhelm wouldn't know this. I was about to bring up Sten, but
What of the rest? What of the rest of the commander's quarters?
Well, the plan from here is to re-establish the garrison the way we had it a few months ago. My soldiers will begin immediately clearing out the corpses of these ratlings, making sure that there's no residual monsters and bringing back in new supplies for any food that might have spoiled or any provisions or anything else that might have gone poorly. What we will do is make sure that you have a chamber within the stockade, and I'll put the guards back on their original rotations to make sure that people can get in and out easily.
And last, we did see some plans upstairs that had been abandoned, and it looks like they might have been rummaged through. Was there anything of value up there that you think our enemies could use against us?
When the garrison fell, I wasn't here. I was on the attack on the stronghold of the Queen of Thieves when this all went down. So I don't know if any of our soldiers would have scrounged anything up, but very little was brought back to me. It was a pretty brutal retreat. So I don't know. I'll have to go through it and see. If that doesn't bode well, the garrison has been undefended beyond whatever spirits or rattlings were here. So if there's any possibility that someone did get in and get through the information that I have, yes, there are things that I kept under lock and key. There were things that would have been kept in the open. It's entirely possible that someone could have gotten in. Again, maps, plans, letters, missives. I won't know until I go through it.
Alright, I think that should be a priority.
For tonight, though, we'll let the Hooded Lanterns rest, and this is a victory for us.
Indeed it is. We have much to celebrate. This is by holding the garrison and Shepherd's Gate once more, it gives us a massive defensive advantage for when the Illyrians march on the city. We'll be able to... I think that we should still keep a command post at Camp Dawn. Having control of all these defensive locations gives us great operational command going forward, because we'll be able to keep a good reserve of soldiers out at Camp Dawn while rotating them in here. One of the biggest struggles that I had when I was with the city is that we can only garrison about 200 or 300 soldiers and keep them fresh and safe from the haze. And generally speaking, I would try to rotate people out every 2 or 3 days anyways. So this means that they actually have somewhere to go that isn't just our encampments that we used to have in England, which should keep things much tighter.
And also, with the added ranks of these steel fangs, it makes more sense that we have multiple strongholds. This is a great victory indeed for us, and I feel like the push towards Castle Draken is well underway.
Indeed. Hopefully we'll see what the others have managed to come up with, but we should be able to have all the seals again and be able to move on to Castle Draken in just a few days. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh boy.
Next week, we will check in with Veo, Sebastian, and Perudo and see just what they were up to while all this was going down.
I'm sure they've got it under control.
They're fine.
But with this major milestone reached, I think it appropriate that our heroes level up to level 11.
I have choices to make.
That was big.
That
Big
was
fight.
Man, I had something completely like that. There was a whole other encounter there that I was just like, well, this doesn't really make much sense anymore.
Wrath, Joe, great job.
Yeah, and MVP, like that's yeah. Joe, do you all know what you're gonna do for your level up?
I get an extra attack.
I'm gonna spend the next week or 2, 3, I don't know, because we're going to the other group. I have some time to think about it, but yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I get my Mystic Arcana, so what deep secrets and spells?
Ooh, you go. That's a level 6 spell.
It's a big time.
What?
It's a big
What?
time.
Oh, that's a big choice.
I let us know in the comments in the chat what spell you would level 6 spell you would recommend for
Yeah. Let us know in the chat if you're joining the Discord. Feel free to add me if you have any suggestions. I'm all ears, baby.
all cat ears. Yeah. What do rogues get at level 11? What do you?
I get a feature reliable talent. The only thing that I'm weighing is I've been like brainstorming a possible multi-class for a long time, but reliable talent is also pretty cool and on point with Wilhelm. Basically anything that I'm proficient in, I can't roll less than a 10.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe it's not the time. And then I get another ability score at 12th, so it's really hard. I have a hard time deciding a multi-class ever.
What multi-class are you thinking about?
Well, the way that I see it, there's been a possibility for a while that Wilhelm has been not only fighting alongside Rudy, but basically on the battlefield. He was just a fencer before, a sneaky fencer. Now he's been in battle for so long that I was looking at maybe doing a few levels of fighter. And there could be some really cool things there, but it's hard to not keep wanting cool abilities on the rogue. It's tough.
Alright, well, we will have to see.
Lots of choices.
Lots of time to think about it. Lots of time to
Yeah.
think about it.
Realize how many hits Rudy can get if she does now. An attack with her action surge.
Yeah, 7 attacks in a turn.
I can do up to 7 if I kill something.
Yeah. Oh, Rudy. Maybe I should just stay a rogue. I don't need to fight. I just need to sleep.
I think Rudy could outdo Theo's damage per turn. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. Well, with that, we will wrap things up there for this evening. A big thank you, as always, to our amazing cast, Kelly, Jill, and Jim, playing tonight.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for all of the work he's doing behind the scenes, editing these videos, and keeping things flowing. And a special thank you to our Dungeon Master, Monty Martin, for running such a great game and going with it. Going with the shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, those were shenanigans. That was shenaniganery. The maps that you saw tonight were all made by yours truly. They're based on the maps from the book. They're maps that didn't make it into the book. This is a story people have asked us about. So originally, when we pitched this project to our publisher, we're like, yeah, we'd like to do 25 maps, like 25 maps. And I think we ended up releasing 50. And there were like a bunch more that we wanted to do, but like basically we couldn't do it because like we couldn't do every single one because like we then had the cartographer. We had Josh Ode then did the cartography on top of what I did the dungeon draft. So it really amped up the game of all those maps. So we couldn't end up doing them all. But maybe we'll just have to see because like I still have like a back catalog of maps that I designed for like other locations, other stuff from Shadows of Dragontime. We're gonna have to figure out a way to get these all out to people somehow. Like I think down the line, because there's so many that so it's a lot of maps. It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's more maps than we were ever expecting, and the problem is that Monty just loves making maps.
Yeah.
They just keep coming. But the official maps are still an incredible artwork, incredible amount. So I'm just really excited to
see a lot
get
more
our hands on it.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot.
Yeah.
And if you did miss out, actually, that's a great point to note. Now, if you head to Dragonheim.com, if you back the Kickstarter, you've been able to download all this stuff
really nice today
We
as
also
well.
have a Discord community that is exclusive for our Patreon, where you can join in on conversations with all of us. You can join in on monthly writers' rooms, submit questions.
Tune in next week.
Moorman playing Pluto Jackson, the human battle master.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes. Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel, where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for GMs. So check us out at youtube.com/Dungeon Dudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday evenings when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Currently, we are playing from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. But you can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube. And we also are available as an audio-only podcast, so you can check us out on your favorite podcasting platforms as well.
And of course, if you are inspired by the gameplay of our wonderful campaign and want to run Drakenheim for yourself and your friends, be sure to hit up Drakenheim.com, where you can get the PDF edition of this evening.
Oh, upon that accursed place left in the power of monarchs, mages, and priests' names. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakenheim.
Welcome back to Drakenheim. When last we left our heroes, Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto, they had just come from a meeting with our other heroes, Rudy, Wilhelm, and Wrath, in a great deliberation to decide who will take the throne of Drakenheim. There it was decided that Wilhelm will indeed be seated upon the throne of Drakenheim and crowned as the new king of Westermar, in agreement with the Caspians and Pluto and House Jackson over, the fate of the young George and how he'll fit into this whole picture. Nevertheless, one problem stands before our heroes, amongst many. Well, Wilhelm, Rudy, and Wrath join the Hooded Lanterns and Elias Drexel to retake the barracks and Shepherd's Gate to give a foothold in the city once more. There is a problem, for in order to attune Wilhelm to the crown and throne of Westermar, the magical artifacts that actually represent the symbols of royal power, our heroes will need the 6 seals of Westermar, of which they have 5. Veo currently holds the Lord Commander's seal, as befits her current rank, and one Eldritch Runeweaver currently holds the Inscrutable Staff, which is traditionally awarded to the Archmage of Drakenheim as a representative of the Amethyst Academy. 3 of the other seals are currently held by our heroes and their allies, but unassigned with who will be Spymaster Signet, the Steward's Badge, and the Chancellor's Signet. But a final seal, which is the Phylactery of Saint Ducatruvio, is held by Lucretia Matthias, who this was entrusted to her when all those things went down all those many months ago in Castle Draken. And thus now our heroes in Emberwood Village are discussing the next step, for they will need to they have decided that they don't want Lucretia Matthias to be holding this seal or the position of High Flamekeeper of Drakenheim either. So now Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto have been charged with getting this back. How they will go about that, though, remains to be seen. For our heroes currently are in the Red Lion Hotel, the former home of the Reeve of Emberwood Village, converted into a hotel. There, in a warm and cozy suite by a roaring fire, they chat with Eldritch Runeweaver, He strokes his beard, adjusts his glasses, and regards the inscrutable staff that he holds. We have made many decisions of late, but I must admit, I am uncertain about this choice of stripping the High Flamekeeper's seal from Lucretia Matthias. Are you sure this is the right choice?
I mean, we can't really go forward with her as this position. It doesn't make sense anymore. We know the truth about the meteor, and her way is not the way.
I agree. Her way is not the way. But Lucretia Matthias has much influence amongst the common folk, and more pilgrims have been coming to Drakenheim. I worry what kind of that she hasn't fully exercised the amount of influence that she truly has yet.
One problem I see is that it might not actually be up to us. I mean, I know it's up to us to get the seal back, but we have this Wilhelm character who's just strolled into town saying that he's going to be king, and we've all apparently agreed to that. And, well, I don't know what his relationship is with Lucretia Matthias, but he doesn't seem to want that. And on top of that, after what I saw in the heart of the crater, it doesn't make sense to me what Lucretia Matthias is spreading. Her great visions, her great decisions, the way that she wants to change the world, all came from seeing the same vision I saw. But the vision that I saw wasn't one that makes me jump to that conclusion, so I don't know. She seems... Let me put it this way. When people see something absolutely terrible, sometimes they make up a way that there might be good in it. They might come to a conclusion, something to believe in, to support something that helps them get over what they saw. I think that Lucretia Matthias saw something horrible in that crater, and this is her way of dealing with it.
Lucretia Matthias was powerful and influential amongst the faith, even before the meteor struck. She was known for performing great miracles, and there was a strong possibility, many years ago, decades ago, of course, that she would have been nominated as the divine matriarch were it not for her proclivities towards grand proclamations. Nonetheless, Pluto, what do you make of this situation?
Before the vision, she was an ally. And her place in this might still be to be seen, but her vision does not line up with ours. We see the same thing, but we take two different roads. And it's still hard to come to terms with, but I think we know what we have to do, and we cannot wait. We cannot be a artillery for other worlds in hopes that that's how we fix this problem. You saw it, Sebastian. You know it the best of us all.
But were it not for her, Lucretia Matthias, I'm not sure we would have survived Castle Dragon. Her and I were there together through all this. She called upon an angel, summoning a creature of that power.
that angel actually saved my life in there. Whatever that creature was in the throne room caused my brain to break, and the angel brought me back from that. So Lucretia Mathias has been a powerful ally, and even if the path she's taking doesn't make sense to me, the fact is that there's a whole group of people that jammed this dangerous rock into their chest and are okay.
And the other truth of the matter is that it's only a matter of time. The followers of the falling fire have objected to prospecting delirium. If the Academy is going to utilize this resource, well, they believe that it is sacred, and they believe that what we do with it, transforming it into useful things, is a debased defilement of some sort of divine stone sent for a sacred purpose. They don't use delirium the way we do. They don't try to make magical items with it. They don't try to harness its power in this way. They use it for their ritual and nothing else. And there are others amongst the Academy that have pointed out this. We have had instances where even our mercenaries that we've hired for prospecting, or our own surveyors, have had problems with the followers of the falling fire in the ruins. It hasn't been a major issue, but it has been something that has come up before. Working with Lucretia Mathias might work in the short term, but for the goals of the Academy, it is untenable.
Eldrick, you were in that meeting with me, with the Directorate. The goals of the Academy are confusing right now. The Directorate is intimidating. The other problem is, yeah, we might grab this thing from Lucretia Mathias, but then who does it go to? If it goes to the Silver Order, guess what? They're going to want to destroy Delirium.
Sebastian. So, Vale, go ahead.
We both saw that vision as well. We know that delirium can't stay if we want to have anything to do with this world surviving past hundreds of thousands of years. It may not, affect the world in our lifetime, but we may not want it to blow up other worlds. We want to create a future of this place. So, unfortunately, Eldrick, we may not be able to keep all the delirium there. So,
well, there's one thing that I can trust in, is that the Directorate has no interest in dying. Certainly, they would rather this world stay one piece than it be destroyed. They live on it, after all.
Do they?
I mean, we met them on the moon, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, but I know it's difficult to understand when you are on the moon, but you do understand that the Earth is a globe and the moon is a satellite that orbits it. It's not like we live on a flat plane underneath some sort of glass dome.
Yeah,
I knew that.
That was in my lessons, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
But
So you understand that if the Earth is destroyed, that the moon would not have long to last either.
yeah, but if they're building bases on the moon, can the Directorate build bases on other planets? Like, I don't know, Eldrick, do you know? Have you talked to the
Maybe
Directorate?
we just need to
Did they have bases on other planets?
walk us through the vision again. We need to all get on the same page.
Again, yeah?
Just for
Right, there was a
the
planet.
timeline straight.
There was a planet, and a meteor hit it. And it got really, really sick. And it started to spread. And everybody on the planet was bickering. And then the planet blew up. And it sent delirium meteors all over the place. And one of them sailed through the cosmos and hit Dracula. And the process started again.
cleanse this delirium, rid it of its awful power, and continue the process. But with that is gold.
The antidote, right? Sending the antidote out into whatever is beyond where we are.
But what proof do we have that it's an antidote? Like, can it solve anything? Eldrick, have we done any tests on golden delirium? Does it do anything, or is it just...
We have precious few samples of this golden delirium. And from everything that we've been able to determine, it is mostly inert. It is safe to handle barehanded. And once it is formed, the golden delirium contains the soul of the person who the shard was embedded in.
Okay, so let's say that we throw all the souls of the world into the crater filled with golden delirium. Does that fix delirium?
I mean,
do we have any proof of that?
Sebastian, the energy of a soul, magically speaking, is extreme. And so, in theory, a delirium crystal holding a mortal soul would be individually unfathomably powerful. We have run experiments in the Academy where we have successfully bound the spirits of extraplanar creatures to delirium crystals. It's a difficult process, but for example, we've been able to make flaming weapons by embedding a delirium shard into the pommel of a sword and binding a fire elemental to it. It's incredibly effective for this purpose, but to actually bind a soul to delirium, a mortal soul, that's something that we haven't been able to do. And so clearly, Lucretia Mathias has discovered a way to do this. Unfortunately, whatever this process is that she utilizes, it renders that locked in place. There is no way that we have discovered thus far to actually access the vast amount of power that would be there. In theory, a delirium shard that was holding a mortal soul could work unfathomable types of magic. But the golden delirium that we have samples of is completely inaccessible to the magic that we know and understand.
And all this talk about mortal souls and their power makes me kind of wish my mother hadn't sold my soul when I was born.
It's not to say that there aren't ways of binding mortal souls. It's just that under the Edicts of Lumen, we are not supposed to teach that magic to anybody.
So does that mean what Lucretia Mathias is doing is against the Edicts of Lumen?
You must understand, the Edicts of Lumen do not forbid any form of magic. They merely stipulate that the Amethyst Academy cannot teach certain types of magic except under very specific circumstances. This means that there are certain spells that are only known to the Directorate, for instance. Spells that bind mortal souls being amongst them.
Yeah, the Directorate has a lot of secrets. Either way, we still don't have any proof that Lucretia Mathias' plan has anything to back it up. Yeah, she has ways to infuse souls into delirium, but her plan is to let the world be destroyed and hope that that saves other worlds. And I don't know, I'm willing to agree with these newcomers that we gotta focus on saving this world.
I agree. It may be, and it still is the case, that delirium is a phenomenally powerful resource, one that we should not squander. And that Lucretia Mathias, her plan, to me, seems simply insane.
guess Pluto, Veo, Pluto.
We may need to. Lucretia is. She's out there. But she is a former ally. And I would call her a friend. She was pivotal in the throne room. She carries the phylactery. She is very resourceful. And she has access to this magic that seems beyond even you two. You're like the magic people that I know. So to cut her out of this conversation may be unwise.
I don't disagree.
Be worth, you know, if her plan in its lowest form is to turn all the delirium gold and wait, then what does she have to lose if we attempt to stop the delirium another way? And if it fails, she can still pursue her goal.
It may be possible to bargain with her under those circumstances, but she might want to extract some sort of guarantee from you.
This also means, Pluto, that we probably shouldn't tell her that we're planning to maybe give the Seal of Drakenheim to the Silver Order, who want to destroy delirium, which directly opposes her beliefs. So I think the key here is that as her friend, we should blatantly lie to her.
That doesn't track.
It's
Wait,
worked
why
for
has
us.
that done us wrong before?
What's the worst that could happen?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're too early. Too early in this.
You know,
Pluto.
Pluto, I'm along the same lines as you. She's been our friend, she's been our ally, she's helped us. But we have need for the seal. And we need to get it from her. That doesn't mean we can't treat her with respect, even though she's a little bit crazy. But she has helped us and she has been respectful towards us. So there's a balance here. I think we need to.
Yeah, we also have to be careful about throwing around the word crazy, because Sebastian, you could go through like 70 towels a week.
We're not discussing how many towels I need. We're discussing
You're spitting
Lucretia
right. You
Mathias
actually have
right now.
hairballs. You have a hairball problem.
Pluto, I haven't ate a towel in at least 24 hours.
My point is that she may be useful, and as Sebastian said, we do not have a replacement to wield the phylactery.
We might.
Well,
It depends.
yes. But if it's
Saying, what?
But at least then the decision is in our hands.
True.
Who do you think our new king might choose? Does he have any candidates?
I mean, from that meeting, it sounded like he maybe wanted to use it as a peace offering to the Silver Order. I don't quite know who he knows on the Silver Order, but I mean, a peace offering might be nice. They've kind of wanted Pluto's head ever since he, the whole Ignatius incident.
They challenged him and then he won. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just being sore losers at this point.
They were being sore losers, and apparently that was enough to decide that they were going to march on Drakenheim. And, you know, I don't look very good. There might have been an incident involving some fire. I might have said some things, might have misused Flame Be With You.
Look,
Pluto might
we
have...
get stuff done, and sometimes, you know, we step on the wrong people's toes. Point is that I believe that the four of us sitting at this table have Drakenheim's best interest at heart.
Always.
And if we operate under that condition, what's the worst that could happen?
Very well.
Thank you.
Pluto!
Well,
I
then,
just have to embrace it at this point.
Sebastian like puts his arm around Pluto and it's just like, listen.
I'm coming around. I get it.
You're so cool. And you've always been so cool. And we're the three of us. And I grab Veo and I pull her into it. Like, the three of us have done so many cool things. And along the way, we've helped Drakenheim. We maybe have caused some more problems, but mostly we've helped. We're going to keep helping. Right, Eldrick?
We do carry one option. The perfect sphere of delirium.
Which we left back at camp.
Yeah, is somebody watching that?
It has already been safely transported to the Academy Tower.
Oh no, we didn't want
We don't have that. We lost that as part of the ship.
Yeah, where's my mirror, by the way? Is that in the same place? Like, I never saw my mirror again.
It is also at the Academy Tower.
Right.
It is it is yours to access if you so wish.
Well, that's the first I've heard of that, so yes. But later.
We need the pristine geode. We need it. But there are other things that we may be able to offer her in exchange. Perhaps some sort of guarantee, at least in the time being, of peace or armistice. Perhaps something else tangible. Perhaps access to the cathedral, or some sort of defense there, or even the dragon bones, whatever she wants.
We may. I feel deep down that Lucretia means the best, and although her approach is wild to us, some might say the same about our approach. Like the way we befriended that rat that ended up doing all those horrible things that we try not to really.
The rat that we won't
we try to like
speak of.
power through, and we just try to like sweep under the rug. Like we did all that. So as much as we need to, we must see it from her point of view, and there may be space for us to continue to work together.
I'm not going to mince words here. You might not need to bargain with her. You just need to get it from her. You don't need to kill her if you don't think that, and there's a reason why that might not be necessary.
Hopefully.
Or work.
But with respect, the three of you are a bull in a china shop.
Thank you for appreciating that.
A euphemism that probably doesn't even make sense in the context. Perhaps a bull in a glassmaker's workshop.
I kill trolls.
And if you have to take it from her hands to bring it back, then so be it.
Her cold, dead hands.
Now, because she's probably attuned to this item, she can't summon it back. Can she? Does she have that magic?
Well, I will, if you bring it back to me as quickly as possible, I will purge whatever spells might be upon it.
So what
Queen
you're
of Thieves
saying...
did that to us, didn't
Normally I would just chop off her hands. I'm just trying, but if this is what it's coming down to.
Again, I only say that if you cannot get her to give it up willingly.
Pluto, there's one thing I know you're good at. Actually, there's a lot of things I know you're good at.
Thank you. I have quite a long list.
Yeah. But, okay, one thing that's important right now. In the past, whenever there is a nerd who has homework, in this case, the nerd is a religious nerd. The homework is an item that we need to obtain from them. So I want you to beat up a nerd and take their homework.
When have we ever done that? I feel like literally the 2 times we've been set up to do it, we just have not done that.
Yeah, we really, yeah.
The third time's the charm, but like, I'm not really.
I'm also just coming around to this whole science thing. Like, I'm really starting to embrace it.
You embrace science?
Or at least some kind of working theory about the world, because
Pluto, you've grown so much. I'm so proud of you.
it's so confusing. I just wish someone would tell me what to kill. So less decisions.
Don't worry, we'll get there, buddy.
All right. Do you need any other resources before you set out for the city?
Ooh, yes. Some aqua expurgo would be great, because I'm pretty sure where she's at is very hazy.
Okay. Yep. With basically any of you, if you don't have a dose of aqua expurgo, any mission that you undertake, you can start off with 1 dose.
Cool. I open up my bag of holding and start rifling around, and I'm just like, guys, I haven't looked in here in a while. There are so many things in this bag of holding. I have like 8 scrolls. I have 2 potions of aqua expurgo already.
Yeah.
I have 8 potions of aqua delirium in here, just rattling around. I shake the bag, and you hear like a bunch of
Careful with that.
you hear like a shelf fall over and like a crash. Oh.
What was I gonna say? Our rings. We need to make sure those are all stocked up too.
Right. I have a couple shields and a thunderstep in my ring.
I just took 5 shields.
If with the haste of Sebastian and the Zephyr Strike of Veo, my ring is complete.
Pluto, are you like
Well,
getting
gonna
into this
stop
whole
the
going
stream
fast thing? Is that a new?
Gonna
Is that where you put an arrow on your helmet?
So I will see you guys later when I'm driving home. Onwards.